All right, we'll try this one more time. Sorry about that. Glasses on, freaking can't see some stuff here. All right, so this is a whole new platform for me, something to get used to, and doing my best. D-Wind has hooked me up. How do you turn this thing around, man? D-Wind hooked me up with this program. I had it right. I'm on it. D-Wind had hooked me up with this program, and it's pretty cool, actually. It's called Prism. It's designed to transmit on multiple platforms at the same time. So, I really don't have a lot of parts lined up for this thing. It's just sitting here. I've got some 120s here, and it's 10 ohms. So we're gonna get a few things done. Only roll it up. Get a little somewhere on this. Just a little, kind of a test video, but as I'm building a box and kind of go through my motions with that. Let's see. A little thing I have. Meantime. Oh, mercy. Every time you want to use something, something wants to update. I have a bad feeling about this update. All over again. Oh no, let me do it, dude. Oh, that blows. Alright, well, we're just gonna have to go dry. My iPad apparently don't want to work over there. Oh, listen a little bit DX. Hopefully this don't look as grainy on video that it does on my television up there. So I'm going to say hello to everybody on Facebook, everybody on YouTube that's watching this live stream today. I'm trying out a new platform called Prism, and I'm going to be assembling this 8 transistor unit. So I'm going to be sitting here just nipping some parts and getting things ready, but in the meantime I think I can set a few parts in here as we go. Normally you get TV playing or some music playing or something and hang out and just build a unit. Kind of nice. I wanted to start this video the other way, where it'd be a widescreen, so if it were on your TV, it would be a bigger screen. I don't know if you twist this, what happens. No, it just turns everything sideways. Once you set it, you gotta forget it. Okay, so. Can't really read my screen, so we'll, there we go. So just pretty much is setting in these transformers real quick. Start stacking some parts, roll this thing up. Kind of, if you're building or you're learning and you're watching my videos, see, clearly, just take your time, pick what you want to do. But what I'm doing here is I'm simply tacking the transformers in place, and then you can make sure that they're all square and in a good alignment and etc. So it's kind of a good thing to do that. And you don't have to sink them because you're going to be adding quite a bit more solder throughout the build. So what I do is I just double tack them, and that'll provide enough solder when I go to set them. I'll have plenty of solder present, so you don't have to add much, if any. And if you do add, most of the time the flux that's inside the solder is doing the work for you, like molten lava. It don't seem like it wants to run hot enough for me today. So let's see. Oh, that's pretty good right there. What's up, Pete? See a few guys down there. Angelo. Peeking at my screen real quick. I was hoping I could see it on my TV, but I can't see the writing. It's too far away. And it's in white, and it's going in with the this end of the board here. Yeah, it's showing the back, so that's where all the wording is, so it's kind of disappears a bit. So I gotta cut some of these 10 ohms really quick. Eight of these things. There's lots of ways you can do this stuff. Everybody, some guys have jigs. I actually use it. It's a jig laying around up here somewhere. So just make a little jig and you can clip them off even. And they're all the same length. If you're into, I have to make stuff and you have OCD, close as possible, which really don't matter. Sometimes they're too long. See, that was the wrong jig for this. So I'm just gonna grab the wrong little jig. It'll be all right. It to be okay. Well, it was cold up here in Jersey yesterday. It's pretty nice today, but high winds, man. Those are the worst. Put this together real quick. Set a couple 10 ohms. I painted this board a couple days ago, so kind of, I guess I'm going to find out at the same time as you guys if it's pain in the butt or not, to try to dig through all this paint that I got on this board. Normally they run pretty good. I don't have too many problems getting through it. I need some stuff to hook this stuff up. Let's see, I want to go this way with these, I think. That'd be fine. It just takes a little bit of time to build this stuff. You have to have patience. Can't get in a hurry and forget stuff. Understand what you're doing. It's great learning. Learning's the best about this. And I'll tell you what, if you're just coming into this hobby and you're learning with HGs, well, you're going to be in a constant learning curve because, well, I'll tell you what, they're good transistors, but you better be on your toes if you're planning to build these things repetitiously or try to attempt to build them repetitiously. It makes it a little bit of a challenge with HGs. You get them running good and they run right, they're going to be a good amp, but start abusing them, if the unit's not built properly, it'll end up showing you in the long run because it's going to fail. You're going to have problems with it, etc. I can go back and cut these a little longer. A couple legs are a little longer here. And get the last one in and set these down in there. We'll see how tough it is to get over this paint today. Pinky Tweaker, aloha, bro. Well, I'll tell you what, I miss the weather out there. I miss the hospitality. Everybody in Hawaii were just incredible. Great people. Great place to visit. We're going to peel these up just a little bit. Let's check this paint and see how tough it's going to be to dig through. So, I like to just take and been there for a couple days. Oh, this is going to go really nice. I can already see it. Did a little test. I cleaned my soldering iron and did a little test to see how fast it was going to wash the paint out my way. Looked like it did pretty good. Get a nice little spot. Now that was the black. Let's see what the black and the green. This is doubled up right here. So let's take a look. Oh yeah, I can work with that. Normally, I'll paint a board and within 2 hours I'm setting transistors in, but if I just do decide to continue on that part of the build and keep building it with really soft or green paint for fashion, as they call it, it's still green, even though it could be black. It's very soft, and you could literally just lean your hand on the edge of the board and you can see a print. And like I said, this one's been drying for a couple days. I got hung up with doing some other things and didn't get back to this as soon as I wanted to, but it's okay because I've worked over paint jobs I did 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, and you can get through the paint. Just understanding how is the key to it. Good tools is the biggest key. That's the best thing I could tell you guys to get good soldering irons. I have a couple different stations in here. I like the Anko 928s. I also have the whatever it is over on my other bench. It's a Hong Duck Dong China. I don't think I can pronounce the name. What is it? This is a YIHUA. Hiya. It's a Hiya. But that's a repurposed station, and it has a heat gun where you can get surface mount components off on the surface or apply them or use it for a shrink tube or whatnot. But that little blue station I bought over there is Paul 711 out of Chicago area. He had gotten one, and I was having problems with one of my Hankos, and he's like, yeah, it's like 120 bucks. I think they're like 120, $130 on Amazon. And there's all kinds of different types, but they run the same tips as Hanko. So the only thing I haven't found was the replacement actual wands for that company yet. I haven't. They have like 7 pins on their jack. So I thought I'd found a few of them, but I'd ordered them and they were the wrong ones. And going back and forth with folks in China don't normally work out very well. So if you're buying something out of Amazon, let's say, and you buy it through eBay or some other source, Alibaba, good luck returning it. Amazon, if you buy something there, they're kind of forgiving. I think if you try to send every other order back, you're going to get red flagged and they won't even bring you stuff anymore. So if you're one of those guys, it's like, oh, I'm going to try this and don't like it, I'm going to send it back. And you do that a lot, they're going to just send you off to the curb. Angelo, what's up, man? I haven't seen you pop up in a long time. Yes, sir. Buddy up in New York, my artist friend in New York. I'm closer to you now, Angelo. I'm over in Jersey, man. I'm right here in Jersey. Down the street from Atlantic City. What's going on, John? I'm just trying to look at my screen. Joe, how are you today? Yeah, it's Monday, man. Woke up with a headache this morning, too. I'm like, my goodness. I'm just kind of going over it. The heatsink really likes to suck up the heat. Plus all this paint's really not making life easy, but I just want to get a nice, good set on my parts. I'm good to go, and I don't have to mess with those parts anymore until somebody makes a huge mistake and blows up the unit. So we are going to take and set these input transformers real quick. Now once I set my input transformers, I can float the circuit. You see how the transistor strips I'm using, Bill Curd had put these together, and the same thing with the end plates for my transformers. So I purchased these from Bill Curd, and the actual end plates, I put my own transformers together. But when we came up and we started doing this made my life really easy, because I mean, look, there's no way you can take and short across that trace. It just won't happen. You can sit there and run across it all day long and nothing's going to happen. So it's a really nice thing where if you're cutting the old school way, and there's nothing wrong with it, believe me, it's not. This is just out of the package install. That's what I like about them. You don't have to cut nothing. You don't have to scuff nothing up. Scotch-Brite pads or whatnot. This is plug and play right out of the package. So unless you're cutting them down, then you should dress the ends that you cut with a file or a piece of sandpaper or something. Take some of the sharp edges off. Take 5 minutes and put a little pride into what you're building. So I just hack a whack and stick it in. Give it a little hot tooey. Yeah, hot tooey, I got me an amplifier. There's a lot more hot tooeys in this world, there'll be less people. I think it's time to get new iPads. That one there, I think it was my last one that ran YouTube on that iPad, and it says it's too old. And the App Store don't have a version for the older app like that. I guess it's just too dang old. So I think that iPad is having to go into Pandora retirement, meaning I can only use it for a Pandora. Oh, it's sad. But my iPads are really old. 3 or 4 of them. I used to use them for my radio station. I talked through them. I played music through them. I recorded on them. Still can use them. I still have applications, but some of the stuff that you want to use them for is just too old. I guess that's the way of the world, and they just force you to buy more stuff. Back in the day, a TV set was, if you hook it up some rabbit ears or some tinfoil, you can get a TV station if they're close enough to you. Anymore, it's, well, you don't even need cable anymore. They cut the man out. They went to live, and they went to service stream. It's streaming right in from your TV. Don't even need a box. I'm like, come on, man. They cut out everybody in the middle. Except the internet companies. This is analog, man. This is old school right here. Trying to continue to build this stuff with parts that just constantly challenges you. If you're just an user and you guys squeeze the microphone, this video is really just to give you just a little insight, and I'm fairly fast. So I'm actually going a little bit slow because I'm sitting here live and I can only go as fast as my soldering iron allows me. But just to take and get to this point right here, there's a bit of time. I mean, making parts, making these parts, prepping the board, etc. There's a few hours in there. And I think it's quite funny. There's people out there that will order things online, and if they don't get them fast enough, they're trying to contact the guy that sent them to them or whatnot, and they're like, no differently to me. Once I take and I put a tracking number on a unit, it's out of my hands. Nothing you can do about it. It's just, everything takes time, especially if you got a problem with shipping or receiving parts or receiving stuff. I was supposed to receive some stuff today, and tracking, I get a call. I'm like, it's not here, man. Where's tracking say? It's over here. And I'm like, well, not a whole lot you can do about it, but try to contact somebody and just be an automated voice for hours before you actually may get a human. So, or may not at all. So to be out there and be totally transparent, you sit there and you could build a unit behind closed doors. You can do a pre-recorded video behind closed doors. You're not showing all of the perimeters of proper testing, all aspects of it, amperage, voltage, peak, tweak, RMS, the whole nine. You can't produce all that stuff, then it really makes your videos, or anybody's that's watching the video, either they're just totally don't understand what they're looking at, and they just see a number and they're like, oh, I want that, and then they drill in the number of the peaker tweaker down to people's throats to the point where you're gagging on it. They won't show the RMS. You're literally gagging on peak. Well, peak is the real number. Yeah, no, it's one of the real numbers, yes. It's not RMS. RMS really tells you what's really happening. The peak is going to show you that the glass is full. And you could drive the holy shit out of a box and gain a lot of RMS. And the peak, guess what? It's not increased anymore because it's full. The only way you can make it increase is increase the envelope that's powering it, meaning the voltage. So until you can increase your voltage, then your peak will never increase. You could have a box doing 400 watts showing you a 1,000 watt peak, and you could have the same box doing 350 showing you the same 1,000 watts peak. Or reverse that and say, oh, I can make it do 500. It's still showing you a 500 peak. Until you can take and literally take and increase the envelope of delivery, meaning the voltage to the back end of the box, then you're just beating your head against the wall. I mean, we do it all the time in competition, but we're at 20, 21, 22 volts sometimes. 21 and a half. Most of the time, guys get around 22 to start doing their smoke tests, see, finding all the weak parts in their box, and they start failing. But people get too asphyxiated on certain numbers in certain ways, and they're accepting that that builder's telling them the truth. You can't accept that. To me, you need to show improve. Every video I've ever did, I've showed improve. And then you have people saying, oh, he's got complexes. He thinks he's better than everybody. Hell no, I put my shoes on just like you guys. I help probably more people than those guys that ever tried to help. So I'm not upset about what one person says. I'm just making a statement. Things are being heard and this and that. So want to get froggy, you know where I'm at. All right, we're going to trim out these parts real quick and get them in place. See how I want to do it. Do it like that. Then been away from my bench for a bit. Finger's getting better. I do a lot of grabbing with that finger, so hopefully this video comes off pretty well. It looks pretty grainy on my TV, but that's because my phone's doing a lot of stuff at once. In fact, it reminds me I need to plug it in. No, it's not plugged in. Battery will be going dead next. I guess it's charging. I don't know. I can't tell. So I made little things over the years to make my life a little easier to take and try to nip out some parts and get them really close. It don't really matter. It just aesthetically it looks nicer and everything's more consistent. It's not going to help or hurt the performance of the amplifier if you make it sloppy or not. That's one thing that I've always tried to do, is do my best on how I present something or how I build something, because I took a lot of time in it. And that means if I put a lot of time in something, that means I put a lot of pride in it. So even my sample prototypes sometimes look better than some of the guys that did their best. But that said, I've been doing this for a really, really long time, like extremely long time. And quite a few other people has as well. My neighbor over there at Walmart, Tony, he's been doing it for a super long time too. He sits back and smokes a cigar and puts a box together. Alright. Oh, the camera. All right, yeah, I appreciate that, Trevor. I think it's Trevor. Can't really see the name. Yeah, looks good to you. That's good. So this transmission, this live stream is going live on YouTube and Facebook. I had came across D-Win, came up in my area and took him out and had a nice dinner, and we were talking about this platform and how we do our videos and how we goof up sometimes and only we know it, and it's kind of fun. But I was telling him on February 19th, 2025, they passed a new thing on Facebook that after 30 days, if you're doing a live stream, they are going to remove it without notice. They'll remove your video. And it's only for the live stuff. Maybe their computers are getting a little filled up with kind of like guys like me saving every video and don't normally remove stuff. So I was talking with him. He told me about this platform. It's called Prism. Prism Live. It's free. It's a cool app. I just have to learn how to fine tune it a little bit. I think it's like only like third or fourth video that I did with it. But it's one of those things where I have a lot of subscribers on Facebook and a lot of followers on Facebook. There's like, I don't know, 4,400 friends or whatever. I don't know, probably not all my friends, but at the end of the day, there's 4,400 people follow me on Facebook. I don't have that many on YouTube, and it never really bothered me. The reason why I never followed the whole YouTube transmission stuff and doing lives and videos and uploading, because I normally always had pretty poor internet service. So now I have pretty good service, and this platform, it allows me to transmit on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. And if I got another platform, I could probably transmit live on it as well. But I think my YouTube's like 1,500 or so. It's not bad. But I would say if you're watching this on Facebook and you don't follow me on YouTube, go over and hit the subscribe button on YouTube. That way you'll be able to take and get notifications, because eventually I'm thinking Facebook's going to probably be phased out eventually. As long as I'm allowed to take and do live streams on there, I'm going to continue to do it, and especially using this platform. So that's just a little note. You guys want to take and get onto YouTube versus Facebook, and some people don't have Facebook, so this is good for those guys that don't have Facebook, and you have YouTube, and so you can easily subscribe if you hadn't already. So that's just a little note. You guys could, a couple of options now. I'm just not limited. I was never really limited before. It's just trying to do two platforms or doing two videos or recording one and before you can post it on the other. That was a lot of effort. I mean, it's not too big of a deal to sit and do a live. Even when I do the testing, I still do the same testing, and then I do the live testing. So after I know everything is great and the amp's working great, and then I normally go live. Very few and in between that I've taken an amp right off the bench, right onto the test bench and fired it up. I did that once, I think, in Chicago. I think I was doing like a 5 transistor unit. And I did the entire build, and then I took and tested on the bench, and then I went one further and I took and brought it outside and hooked it up in my ugly truck. So it was kind of cool, right from build bench over to test bench, right to truck. And I don't believe I had any problems with that, but that was a while ago, a couple of years back. I remember that though. I'm just putting this little 8 together. This one is actually a little story behind it. 66 out of Hawaii. Had done a lot. He'd actually helped out with the ticket out there to fly out to Hawaii this year. He wanted me there, and I didn't really want to go, and he kind of talked me into it. had the opportunity to meet him and hang out with him. A great man. Really super nice, and just a good all-around genuine nice guy. Good guy, him and 28. But with that said, our good friend Aaron Adams, number 5, he had mentioned to me that he wanted to get an 8. I said, man, you already got one. And he's like, not one of yours. I said, I thought you had one. He goes, no, that was sent to me, but it was for somebody else. And I'm like, oh, that's where I get confused. Because sometimes these guys will take and send somebody else's unit to their place versus where they live, because they may be more out in the country or whatnot. Aaron's more in town. So however it worked out, he didn't have one. And I said, well, get with me. And Buddy was nearby when that happened, and all of a sudden he gets to me about an hour later, and he says, when you get back home to Jersey, I want you to build number 5 and 8 pill. Just let me know, and I'll take care of it. Well, there you go. So yeah, I hope I didn't let a secret out that someone's going to get their britches dusted. But this isn't the biggest box that man owns anyway. Anyway, you want to cut it. It's good to be able to take and put another unit out in the islands. I got quite a few of them out there, and it's quite amazing how many people are supporting and running what I'm doing. They have other stuff out there as well, and they run them. Some guys do better than others, but at the end, I have quite a bit of equipment in Hawaii over the past 10, 11 years under my own power and name. So, doing a straight burn right through the paint here. It's not having too much of a problem. 131 in Alabama's up in here. Hey, 131, say happy birthday. We're building one. Yeah, way faster. You can take some of that paint away. Let's see if I can do that here without making too much of a mess. Boy, some bad skip out there lately. It ain't been too good. A little here, a little there. Apparently I'm transmitting in 1080p, and we have good service, everyone's saying. My TV's lagging, I think. I'm mirroring my phone, and my phone's doing a lot right now. Take your time. Freaking iron's getting tired. I'm gonna light the other one up and see if it works a little better. It'll be time to change out some stuff on this gun. Scraps of solder everywhere. Later, Ann. I guess she was in there. Alright. See how good my soldering iron runs when I set this face on this thing. Burning pretty good up here. What's going on, 714? How are you, man? Molly's good. She got her hair cut yesterday. She's like a little baby soft puppy right now. I'm trying to sell her an iron, see how she wants to run. It looks like death, man. It really does. Get it cleaned up. A little sponge water. There, much better. Okay. See how she wants to run. Burn, baby, burn. Nice. Add a little solder, just get her started, and pretty much everything I put in there covers it. Nice little lay on there. Solder does all your work on your soldering iron, guys. The flux and the solder. And you get some good solder, get a good iron, put together a circuit really nice, and you won't be fighting it. You'll be putting together connectors much easier. PL connectors, whatnots. D-Win knows what I'm talking about when I'm getting ready to make this statement. Doing a video, especially what we're doing, you're working, you're trying to focus on what you're doing for the most part. Put an eyeball on your screen, see who's typing something, which I try not to do because it'll mess up your flow terribly. At the end, what I'm trying to say is it's kind of difficult to do a video, but when you're doing something like this, and it's dead quiet in the room, you kind of forget the camera's up in there. What's going on, Aaron? You see what I'm working on, brother. It's interesting. You're sitting in a room talking about whatever's on your mind, or a trick, or trying to describe what you're working with. It's tricky to do all of those things. And it's even trickier when you're running a live power test and you're narrating all of the divisions of the slugs and the different bird meters and etc. It just takes patience to do it and learn. So there's mistakes to be made. It's going to happen when we do these videos. One thing if you have somebody holding the camera and doing everything for you, but you have to pay attention where your camera is at if you're wanting to show a certain thing or whatever. But it's definitely takes a little patience to do this. So props to you, D-Wind, D-Rail, everybody else out there trying to do videos. Keep trying, man. It's tough. But it's one thing to forget about doing things and testing and showing in your video purposely, and it's another thing just having the stuff and just flat out forgetting to use it. That's happened to me quite a few times where I have everything I need, but sometimes I forget to do a test, and hell, I've been known to go back and do another test just because I forgot a test. At the end of the day, there's nobody can sit there and question what they just seen. It's crystal clear. I can't read all that, Mickey. I have to go back and we'll read it later. So just set the outputs, preset the wires for the inputs. I'm going to take and look how it's turned out. Come out nice. Nice and clean and mean. Nice joints. Not too much solder. Build up. Because I still have other things to add. I have to do my flyback yet. I have to do some other B+ work. It's all on the output, so it's good to go. So I'm going to tint these out here in the back end, and we can pull some wires. Last couple of days I've been doing a little R&D on some stuff, on some transistors and different things, and it's interesting how the pellet can change with simply a couple little parts, can change the performance from great, excellent performance to what the heck, it's mediocre. That quick. So if you don't have these units tuned at the right frequency, you're going to be transmitting first thing on multiple frequencies. Your power level, your power is, yeah, you're doing that much power. It's coming out of the unit, but how many other channels are you really laying into it? What's going on, 33? Oh, Rudy? I got a little something I want to take and send you. I'll get with you later on just to double check your P.O. box. All right, so we're going to pull some wires on through this thing and kind of see what's happening. Get this thing kind of in a good spot where I have to stop and literally have to go and make some things. We'll get it rolled up. Now this one, since she's tight in the back end, I roll my transformers inward, literally. Get them kind of relax and get them where I need them. Next. So again, I'm going to see a lot of Facebookers in here. I don't have a lot of YouTubers in here, and eventually numbers will be equal or whatnot. But I am doing a dual transmission on Facebook platform and YouTube platform simultaneously through this program called Prism. Pretty neat program. I'm kind of limited yet because I'm still learning what I can do. There's a lot of add-ons and layers and things of that nature that I tried doing a couple videos earlier, and I had put a picture of Hong Kong Phooey up there and I couldn't get it off the screen. My video wouldn't come in, so I didn't know how to get that off there, so I restarted the video and ended up deleting it because I sat there the whole time trying to undo what I did off camera. So you gotta have more to learn in the digital world of videography. Self-videography. Doing my own videos, so. Pliers, I don't have to use these. You can terminate your transformers however you choose. This is kind of something I've always did, directly behind the input and output transformer. This is a dead giveaway that I did this one. That and some other work, but this is how I've always terminated my transformers from day one. Unless I can't. Meaning there's not enough room. Well, I got a magnum on antenna. I'm hearing bleed over. That's terrible. There ain't nobody stateside. Guys in channel 9. Do. I know this is boring for you. No excitement here today, guys. Just smoke rolling off a pretty board. This is the only time I ever want to see an amplifier smoke is right now. And that's solder smoke coming out of it, not 100 ohm and 10 ohm smoke. Alright, got that prepped. I'm taking flip around, do the side. So that's what the back end looks like. Nice and tight. Good and tight. Like Germans. Good and tight. So yeah, I seen one of the guys says speaks test. Wow, my speak to text on my YouTube is all messed up. What's up, Richard? How are you? Might have to take your app out and reinstall it. Make sure you ain't got any updates that need to be done to it. I don't know, YouTube just booted my other iPad off, so I'm down to, I don't think I have any that runs on YouTube now. iPads. Okay. Winding her up. Getting her ready. Doing much other things, just say. Just doing a preliminary, get the deck motor kind of built. Yet had not decided what I want to do for the face on this thing yet. Kind of got an idea. Not bad for 9 fingers. My pinky's still not trying to cooperate very much with me. I'm working with it. Dealing with it. Hawaii tried to swallow me again this year. Oh yeah, it's hot, believe me. Right on those little fingertips. I always try to tell people, try to do this work and not burn my left hand. That's what I'm doing. Try not to burn my left hand. Go. Kind of wish I had the phone rotate the other way. That's all right. Maybe next time. At I'm learning my camera all over again.com. Yeah, I know, Mikey. I try to warn, and that's another thing you learn. It's just a learning lesson. Hawaii told me don't ever take and warn anybody about falling or hurting themselves on the Hawaiian Islands. For that matter, I ain't gonna say that again, because it's like, remember from Gulliver's Travels, that guy says, we're doomed, we're all doomed, it'll never work. I'm that guy. That shit ain't gonna work. Well, yeah, my friend was out there, old Leadfoot. Well, Perry Myers, he's out there with flip-flops on the rocks. He's got a selfie stick and a soda and water or whatever, and he's walking full-handed. I was as well. I had my phone. I had a Mountain Dew in my hand, and I warned him, don't fall on the rocks. They'll get you, man. They'll hurt you. I fell on them last year, and it was just a ouchie, and it busted my phone more than me. This year it didn't break my phone, but it took out my 2 shins, my right hand and my left hand, and dislocated 2 joints of my pinky finger. So, moral of the story is, don't warn anybody about something bad that could happen to them, because it's going to end up happening to you. Take it with a grain of salt. It did not wreck my vacation one bit. It slowed me down just a smidge, but it's all good. So, Yeah. Life lesson. That's what I mark it up under. Life lessons. But nothing ever happened to us. I can't say it wasn't exciting, exhilarating, painful, grateful, loving, hated it. Terrible things happen, miss airplanes. Yeah. If you've ever gone on vacation, if you didn't have no mishaps, you were bored out your gourd. Something always happens. Travel, car breaks down, tire blows out, especially if you're hauling a trailer. Lose a tire. It's almost a given, especially over a super long distance. So this thing is now pretty much prepped. I just have to do the bus in the back, do the B+, do my feedbacks, load frequency up in this thing, and tune her up. Get the chassis together and tune her up and fire in the hole, baby. What else can I do to this? Well, I can put some B+, B- on here. I think I have some of those pretty much rolled up. Have a few left. Got a couple in here I used this morning on something I tested. Okay. Pop these little bad boys in real quick. Don't ever forget to put these in, because your stuff will go woo when you come off the key. Your radio will still be going. Sound like the Martians took it over. And that's the sound of self-oscillation. You get that Martian noise in your receiver, you know your stuff's not good. And it could be a number of things that cause that to have that problem. Contact the builder when it does. Don't contact somebody else that didn't build it. Yeah, I cheat. I've been doing it like this for years. A lot easier to solder on something that's trying to be flat instead of a vertical surface where the gravity wants to pull it down to the places you don't want it. Whatever works for you. Oh, getting your little home there, Mr. Wire. There you go. Add a little bit to this one. No skip, no music. It's a doggone deathly quiet in here. There we go. Cool. Plug this. Paint those pills. Lifesaver for crack. Oh, they're funny. Yeah, coochie flavored lifesavers. No speaker text. Let's see what you say. Don't fall on rocks. All right, guys. Well, let's take a look at Molly real quick because I got her hair cut. Hey, who? What you doing? You want to say hi to everybody, Molly? You see how nice and pretty you are? Yes, you're nice and soft. He's a good girl, huh? Huh, Molly? You a good girl? Yeah, look at you. Thanks, Trevor. Hey, what you think, Molly? What do you know? You sleepy? Well, all I can say is if y'all could feel her, she feels like the day she was born, nice and soft. Got her hair cut a little early this year. But, all right, guys, I'm going to slide up out of here. Got you guys brought up a little bit on this deck. Looks pretty good. Pretty happy with it. And that's the monkey that holds my glasses. The reason why I have them in there. I got them in Hawaii, but well, the glasses broke. I have to get those replaced. But the monkey pretty much holds my glasses for me. Reminds me I'm blind. He said, here, get your glasses. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching and hanging in there with me. Like I said, I'm learning on this new platform deal, and it's a little tricky, but I'm getting through it. Thanks again, D-Win, for showing me the platform. Let's see how the zooms work. Comes up quick. Oh, she just went nuts. Look at that. Ha! Oh, it's gone crazy. Oh, she's nuts. She's gone crazy. I can't stop it. See, let's stop it. There we go. All right, well, I'm out of here. Take care, boy. I need to shave. So, thanks for watching. I'm out of here. Oh, where's the flag? Okay, I'll show you the flag real quick. There's the flag. So there is the flag that carried all the way to Hawaii, and all the 808 breakers that were there that wanted to sign it, signed it. I think everybody did. I'm not sure. There is a lot of signatures on there. Let's see what times 2 does. Works. There we go. Back up a little bit. Maybe. Apparently that thing was not charging. Maybe you might see your names on there. I'm not sure. Didn't come out as good on the blue. It's definitely a cool idea. Glad I did it. All right, guys, take care. I'm going to slide up out of here. I'll cut this video off and get to making some other parts. So, thanks for watching. God bless y'all. I'm out of here.